Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You know, this is, excuse me, a damn fine cup of coffee. A damn fine cup of coffee. A damn fine cup of coffee.
That level, right? Because you can see that white strip that shows you that it's above the ground line.
Hello, 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 what-ho! Welcome back to another exciting and new... SE Montreal is first. Cynical Skeptic is second. What's going on, guys? Had some little hiccups this morning, so my VLC crashed and it wouldn't download, and so I didn't get started right at 9 o'clock. I had talked with Pete Shea on Ranty's show earlier this week, but, you know, Pete being who Pete is, you know, he hasn't gotten back to me. Volume is a bit low. Okay, thanks. Let me try to see why that would be. My mic is going all the way up into the yellow, and my snowball is over at the setting that it should be good. SE, there we go, all good. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, I called this the episode 10 is with the, how did I say, Dodo Stark is king, Pete Shea. So we'll see if Pete shows up. In the meantime, I was going to show some footage that I shot. This is a video of the flooring of a warehouse, just this massive warehouse that's still empty. It's freaking crazy. These people throw money away. This warehouse is sitting empty still for over a year. So this was back in March of last year, and I had this bright idea, and I happened to have my camera with me, and so I pulled off on the... Did I go into the... Oh, hold on. What is it? Now my media player's got something funky going on. Anyway, so I pulled my truck over and hopped out, set up on my old wobbly tripod. Shout out to SE Montreal, and as best as because I couldn't go on the grounds, obviously, as best as I can determine, this is like 600 yards of concrete flooring. Okay, so what we're looking at is we're looking over concrete, and we're gonna have the whole refraction thing going on here. So I'm raising up and lowering down my my tripod. So here it looks like I'm dropping down. Okay, yeah. All right, so I'm gonna back up. Okay, so right here we're just... I think I'm saying... I'm just gonna let myself say it on here. Here we go. I'm gonna shut up.
This is just at level, right? Because you can see that white strip that shows you that it's above the ground line.
All right, so just noticing what we're looking at right here. We've got some details. There's something above the ground right here. This is the very edge of the flooring. This looks like the wheel well of the trailer, and so you've got the wheel here. So right here at this, you've got this this pie wedge here. You cut that in half right here. Here is the extension right here from here to here. That's like 600 yards. Okay, so what you're going to see is I'm going to lower the camera and you'll just see all this stuff blend together. Hey, John Lloyd. So as I'm cranking down my as I'm cranking down the camera, the cheap Walmart tripod I have, whenever I crank, you'll see the camera kind of pan back and forth, and that's just following the motion of the crank. Going back and forth like this. But this is lowering down. You can see the wheel wells blending in. Boom, they're gone. Right? So, let's see. Just trying to think through this stuff. Trying to think through. How am I gonna do this? Maybe I'll tell myself. I can't remember what I was doing here. Because if you go lower than the edge of the flooring, that's not going to do any good. So I'm pretty sure that I was trying to stay flush with the flooring. Okay, so this is above the flooring. What's going on, Ghost? Okay, so this is above the flooring, so you can see the extension of the floor going all the way into the distance. Hold on. I'll answer the phone. nice. So I just let that play while I was on the phone with my company. Anyway, so this was just an observation to you know, to demonstrate. So this would go with my argument with Pete Shea that the okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get out my pointer finger, right? My pointy, my pointer finger. Here we go. I got to get out of the studio mode. Hold on. Okay. All right, so we are looking over concrete. We're not looking over water. Okay, so this entire reflected image is in the air above the concrete. However you want to. So, however you want to thin out that degree of angle that you're looking at, but just from where I paused it right here, I believe that the angle of my camera is above the floor, so you can see right here at the end is where the floor begins, right? So that's the disclosing line, because everything after this is mirage. You cannot see the floor. So if we could wipe away this mirage, you would see the floor because of my angle. My angle is above this line right here. So then you would see everything that this floor you know, extends into the distance here, all the way up, I believe, to somewhere around here. I don't know, because it's, you know, I have a couple of different videos of this, so I might have an earlier one, but this is the one I pushed play on. Yeah, the one that I had earlier was like 4 minutes, but what's going on, Brandon Toy? Anyway, this is all my argument for Pete Shea, that this is, you know, the refracted image, the image that is duplicated on itself, happens in the air. This is above the floor, and it happens in the air. So I suppose, you know, if we were to try to make an experiment, so you even have this pylon, where this safety barrel right here, right there is the duplication for it, you know, so we've got that there too. You know, I guess we would want to have some kind of marker in this band, so you could see where the air, right? You could. We want to know where this. We want to know where this image is duplicated in the air, right? So if I had a marker somewhere down here, and that marker was above and below, and then you could have someone right there put their, you could see, I don't know, you could, yeah, that's it. So then you could have them be in the band, and then there's gonna say, okay, can you see my hand, like right here, right? So that, let's say that this is a person, right, and that their hand is right, and I say, stop, you're right at the band, bro, you're right at the band, man, don't move, don't move. And he says, yeah, my hand is 6 feet, I'm sorry, my hand is 6 inches above the ground, right? So then you know where in the air that refraction takes place, right? So that goes into the discussion of, if you guys want, I can see the chat. If you want to interact with me, tag my name, and then I'll look and see. Otherwise, I'm not going to really pay attention because I don't know who's talking to whom, and you guys are talking to each other, which is fine. Okay. So there's that. I don't see any action in Skype, so I don't think Pete's responding yet. I am going to, I think, play. Let's bring this up. Put this over here. So I'm going to be in California again on family vacation, and already I'm thinking, like, you know, like the dad, right? Like, I just can't stop working, you know, because I'm going to be in California and I'm going to want to shoot all day, but I'm going to have my kids with, so I'm not going to. Well, at the same time though, because if we just go to the beach, they can play with their cousins. So I'll get away with it a little bit, but I am going to try to plan a day I sent an email to Bo at BMLSB69. I sent an email to him and to Joe Mama. Joe Mama's got a boat. And so, I want to get into the boat with Joe and head up to Santa Barbara to see... oh, yeah. I want to head up to Santa Barbara in the boat and have Bo, BMLSB, on the shoreline shooting back at the Black Swan stuff, and let's see what we can do with that, right? But I'd want to do the whole day. Sunrise to sunset, like the whole day. So we'll see what happens. But shout out to everybody out there. Gabriel Vidal, Ghost is out there. Cynical, SE, a Snowman, John Lloyd, and anybody else. Okay, so I am going to look at some more videos. I have reactions to, you have a song request. You get what you give. That's my ringtone, bro. That's my ringtone, bro. Totally. So what do you want me to play the song right now? Maybe I'll play it on the outro, but yeah, totally dig that song. And I'm always caught between a rock and a hard place because I want to let the song play out for how long I made the ringtone. You know, do I play it for the full 30 seconds or do I answer the phone right away? So, all right. If you guys want to join, I can send the link out there for Zoom, and we can kind of react to these videos together. But I pulled up some videos that I have not watched yet, so this is going to be a reaction video. Bro, way. Alright, so view, group by, date. There we go. Okay, so this is Mathias KP. These two are going to be Mathias, and then there's another one. I can't remember what channel that is, but I can look it up. Alright, so just tag me if you want to join in and hang out on the stream. Oops, I don't think this is going to open up. Yeah, something funky with VLC. It was supposed to be an update, and then in the middle of the update it glitched out, and so I think I have to uninstall it and then reinstall it. But in the meantime, in between time, in the meantime, and now this is taking a long time to load. This is crazy. Hey Snowman, have you heard the Foo Fighters cover of Fortunate Son? This is crazy. My my video players aren't cooperating. Let me try it again. Why are you going to cough for the next 20 weeks? Yeah, I know. I saw that, SE. I was like, you got to be kidding me. He's going to refund my tickets. I mean, seriously, if it's that crazy mandatory, I don't know if I'll go. I don't know. But if I don't, then he's got to refund my freaking tickets. That's insane. I did see that. I don't even want to talk about this. Okay. Don't ever mention that again, SE. Okay, now, okay, let's do this one. Alright, hold on. I want to bring this down here. There we go. Okay, so let's just remember some of this stuff. I wonder if I should take snapshots. I don't know. We'll see. We'll just play it by ear. All right. So I think I saw Ghost. I think I saw you said that you will join. Why isn't that? Oh, there it is. And invite, and that, and that, and that. Shout out to John Lloyd for that super chat. Thanks so much, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate it. For a bite or towards another SD card for the Nikon or whatever. That's awesome. Thanks, man. Yeah, SD cards are. I mean, they actually hold, you know, a good amount. I think I have 5, but yeah, you can always use another SD card. Yeah, it's in the. It's in the chat. All right. So this is just like a 21-second clip. So we're seeing. Again, I said I haven't watched this. Let's go back. All right. So we've got a model here. This is not a picture. It looks like this is a graphic. Okay. Ghost in the prison. You gonna do a mic check? I can see you. Gonna have to check your mute. I can see you, but I don't hear you. Take your time. I'm gonna have to share my screen. Alright, so that's that. Yeah, I still don't hear you, man. There we go. Alright, I can hear you now.
Alright, sweet. What's up, man?
How's it going?
I'll tell you in about 10 minutes.
Yeah, alright. That's about how long it takes to kick in, right?
Yep.
Alright. Okay, so you were here the other day when we were looking, I think we were looking at the, weren't you here? For the Mathias?
Yep.
Mathias KP stuff that we were going through?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's got another, just a quick 30-second clip here. So he's got this blink test side by side. So it's just real interesting. I suppose I'm looking at it right now. And if we look, just even eyeball, yeah. So the very last section is right here. And then you've got this horizon here. I don't think he makes any. Well, he's got a title here: obstruction and no compression or tall waves. Yeah, there's no way I am going to concede that there's no compression. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Are we talking what, digital compression?
No, I mean, again, okay. So yeah, he says tall waves. So I'm thinking that here in this image right here, he's saying that the water is relatively calm. There's nothing crazy going on. There's no obstruction and no compression. So in my mind, I'm thinking he's talking right here at this horizon water line. He's trying to assert that there's no refraction compression going on right here, and that's impossible for him to say that. Absolutely impossible.
It's just so it's probably because he's so far away that it's minuscule that you can't see the refraction at that point.
Oh yeah, no, I agree with that, but then I would say that in one sense proves my point that you don't have enough information to make a declaration that there is no compression, right?
Right.
So, but let's just play this through and see what happens with this video. like I said, I think it's just an orientation video. He's zooming in. Okay, I'm gonna stop real quick and just kind of look and see if there's anything that I might. If you remember, this is the building that we saw the other day. So you've got that red section here.
Yeah, I remember.
We saw that doing some crazy, stuff. So.
Where is this building at, by the way?
I believe it's in Denmark or Norway, somewhere over there. Okay, so now it looks like he's taken a night shot. Alright, so that's that. Alright, so that was that one. This one he has got a Sony camera. Oops. He's got a Sony camera, a telescope, and he's doing some comparison with the different captures that you can do with each one. So we'll see what this one does. This is like just a minute. I'm going to stop the video just to take my time.
Who's the guy's name again? Mathias what?
Mathias KP. M-A-T-H-I-A-S space capital.
I've seen a Mathias running around in this YouTube pocket of, I think, probably zeros some time ago. But is that the same guy?
I don't know. I mean, if
I'm
it's
sure there's like a million Mathiases running around out there, but anyway.
Yeah, but his channel, his channel is Mathias KP. So, okay, so here we've got. I think this is the contrast here. Okay, so I think he's using the telescope here for the Sony NEX, and then here he's got the power shot. So, okay.
Okay, so this is the setup that he's using to make these.
Well, yeah, I don't know that he does this every single time. In this video that he's showing for a minute, he's giving us a contrast with the Canon and the Sony. So he's got a Sony camera here, he's got a Canon camera here, and the Sony's hooked up to a telescope.
Oh, okay.
It looks, okay, so we're doing the same image. This is the same image. So you've just got that boat that just came across the screen. Let's go back real quick. Right there. So right there. Here's the boat in this image. The boat in this image. Okay.
Okay.
So the one thing that I would say is consistent with what he had in the previous image where he showed the blink test. You have a smaller section of this, so I think he, in the last chat that he was in, he gave the dimensions of these. I don't remember what they are necessarily, but so this whole section here, there should be 9. He says, and there's 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so there's one of these whole sections is right here in this area. Okay, so there's a whole section of this right here. So the whole question and debate is, how can a section this large be compressed in this small section here? And I don't have a problem necessarily. I showed this yesterday, I think, in my stream.
Wait,
and
can you go back? I switched screens so I could cough and not interrupt you. And you said something about the compression between two different things.
Well, I think I was just talking about the fact that there are 9 of these sections. There's 8.
Okay.
There are 8 that are fully visible, and then this last one here should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 floors, and it's all, so it's all in this section here. So
didn't you have a close up of it? So you could actually make that. You could actually verify that.
I think that was in the previous.
Because to me it looks like that's just a partial, but that doesn't necessarily. Yeah,
So,
below the 20 meters there.
right. So all of this, but if there are buildings in front of this section here, those
cut it off.
those buildings are going to cut that off anyway. So, but I'm not really concerned about it. But you do have this building right here is all the way to the top floor here. So there's the top floor, and then you've got this little white nub here, this white nub here, this white nub here. So if, let's just say, for instance, if those were waves, right, those waves are physically blocking what's behind it. So all of the discussion, right, we would have to know where these, and I suppose we could break out Google right now and look at it, but we would
Google that building and then get a closer up of it, and then you can actually tell what's there.
Right.
Let's do that. That sounds fun.
All right, we can do that. I am not that great at Google with the Earth because oh, there's a response in. No, still nothing from Pete Shea. All right, so let's bring this over here. We'll do that.
Oh, so you asked me how long ago was it that you asked me how I'm doing today, and I said I'll tell you in 10 minutes.
Oh yeah.
I'm feeling pretty high right now.
Describe that. How would you describe your euphoria?
Oh, that's good.
Like it's like tell me what pink tastes like.
That I think I'd need acid for. Weed high, I can tell you, it just feels like me, but only smarter.
Ah. I have yet, you know, I have this interesting dance with weed. I've only ever had it when I went to the Flat Earth conferences, once in Colorado. Oh no, I've had it 3 times, and then in Dallas, and in both times it wiped me out. I just wanted to go to bed. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's like a universal. You know, like if I'm going to experience that every single time, I'm not really interested in smoking it. But I'd be interested in finding out if there are different strains that are going to have a different.
Different strains have different effects. And well, first of all, if you're a lightweight smoker or first time smoker, weed's going to just blow your freaking mind.
Oh no, that's I know.
More,
yeah.
As you smoke it more, you get tolerant of it, and you like experience different highs. And now I just experience all the same highs because everything just is the same to me now. But I still get high, and it still feels fantastic.
All right, so the Turning Torso is in Sweden.
Okay.
There you go. All right, so like I said, I'm not good at this in terms of like how am I gonna guys get down like on the ground level and then they're like twisting around and I'm like, how the hell?
Yeah, you click and drag. That's all it is. It's just clicking and dragging. And then you can right click to like change the angle, like which direction you're looking. Actually, you can just use the mouse to look around too.
That's what I'm trying to do. It's
like the mouse is your head. Just think of it that way.
No, but it's not
if
doing.
You get on ground level.
No, it's not doing that. How do I do that? How do I turn my head? Like right now, I'm just dragging it left and right.
Okay, let's see. It's been a while since I've done it.
So
give me a second to think about that.
Yeah,
I think there's a shift or an alt key that you add to a mouse click.
Okay.
I don't remember exactly on a PC. I haven't been.
There we go. You're right. Yeah. Here you go. It's the shift, bro. All right. So let's see. Here. Look at.
Can you orientate that to where he was sitting?
That's what I'm trying to do because here is the that's that red building with that red line right there, and that's nowhere near. So I don't think I'm at the right spot. So let me see if I can rotate.
Uh-oh. We got him talking weed in the chat. Yes, SE, nature's alcohol.
Yeah, I'm in Maryland, so I think that you can only do it if it's prescribed.
Oh yeah. Well, there's always ways to do it.
Sure, but I have
legal.
Yeah, I have no connections, so I have no idea who I would talk to.
Yeah, it's when you're not that in that world, you out of state. I'm in a state right now where it's not legal, so.
All right.
Yeah, you got to know how to ask.
Okay.
Anyway,
so I think that this is probably where he's at here. How do I get a marker there?
John Lloyd said it's the control key in Windows. Thanks, John Lloyd. Control and I think the left mouse button click, and then you can.
Well, I think I was using shift on it right now, and that was working for me, so I think I'm just going to leave it
Okay.
at that. Okay,
Yeah.
so let's see. I'm going to create a new project, and we'll call this Turning Torso. Alright. But now I want to do a marker. How do I get a marker there?
You're gonna have to look up some Google Earth control
Yeah, I know, right?
menu or something.
Yeah. Alright. Okay, so let's go down here, though. Oh, there's Malmo. You know what's funny is I listened to a Swedish detective series called Kurt Wallander, and Malmo is one of the cities in that story. That's funny.
Huh.
Completely random.
And that's right there on the map you were just looking at.
Yeah, straight ahead, Malmo. Okay, so there we've got a cruise ship right here. So I'm gonna bet that this is where he's oops. How did I do that? Oh.
You got to turn around.
Yeah.
I think you can also grab, if I remember right. I think you can grab a hold of the globe there, using Google Earth to verify flat Earth stuff. Isn't that funny?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of ironic to a certain extent, and but I mean, I don't have a problem using the tools.
Using it?
Yeah. I mean, it's not. I mean, like, well, dude, bro, you're using a globe Earth model to. I mean, like, yeah, because that's the only. It's the only thing I got.
If I were a troll, that you would just be absolutely nailed right now. But I just find it funny. It's ironic. I don't really care either. I talk to people that are like super religious, and I am far from religious anymore.
Now I lost the tower.
Oh no. You just type it back in the search bar, I think.
Yeah, I got it. Alright, so there it is there. Okay, so it's right in front of Malmo. Okay. Alright, let's drop down. Drop down. So we can see that red building right here, so I think I'm going to try to line up.
Yeah, try to get the orientation. Looks like he could come at he could be looking at it from several. It looks like he's on the shoreline from the far on the right there. That's where to me it looks like he's looking at it from. But he could also be on the left side shoreline as well.
All right. So the thing is, I'm gonna have to go. I think once you cross into the using the tape measure, it kicks you out of the orientation that you were in.
Yeah, I see that.
All right, so I just clicked the tape measure and it kicked me out. So okay, but I have Malmo. It's in Malmo. So there we go. Let's do that right there. All right, that's that right there.
What's going on in the chat? Nobody talking.
All right, so here's the here it is. Yeah, so it's 15 miles. So let's go to the shoreline. It is 15.2, and then from the shoreline to the tower, it's 15.4. So whatever that works out in terms of, like, if that's a quarter mile, like maybe a half a mile. It's not even half.
Oh, from the shoreline.
Right.
Point 2, and then it was 0.4. So that's 0.4 of a mile. A mile is what, 1,600 meters, roughly. So a quarter mile, yeah.
All right, stop. Why is this thing moving around?
Actually, not even. That's
All right,
2/10 of a
so
mile, 200 yards. No, I don't know. I think I'm getting high.
okay. All right, so what we
Anyways,
wanted to do. Shit, man, this thing is. Now I lost
it's a
my.
little laggy.
No, I'm just disoriented in terms of how I'm turning myself.
Oh yeah. It
But-
looks like you gotta spin it around to the right.
Okay, but nonetheless, we were looking at buildings in front
Yeah.
that
right.
that were blocking this. So let's try to.
And just to verify, can you put yourself on the street level in front of that building?
I can. Give me a second.
Because it looks like all the buildings around it are maybe 2, 3-story, maybe 4-story buildings.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. So
that's what I
okay.
wanted to see. If we can get the ground floor level
Okay.
and see how many floors it actually has, I think I'm going to assume that there's like what do they call that? The lobby or whatever that's open is probably 2 floors high.
Okay, so I just dropped down to the shore,
Okay.
and we've got these apartments, these condominiums. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got 5 floors there. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 floors there.
But are those the buildings from that angle from where he's looking at?
Yeah, right. So if you can see the corner right here of this little extension,
Yeah.
I would say if we drew a line from this to the shot that he's taking, it's directly in line.
Right, and that's 15.2 miles.
All right, so we can drop down now at the street level of the torso. I think I got too close.
Brandon Toy says the missing part of that building is blocked from his vantage point by those buildings in front. The bottom of the buildings are blocked by refraction. Those buildings are 4 to 5 stories. So, my question there would be, well, how much of the refraction, how much of the building does the refraction also eat up?
Yeah. All right,
On
so
the screen.
let me give a shout out to Flat Earth Dude in the chat. If you guys are not subscribed to Kenny's channel, he every Thursday night he does Thursday night therapy where he finds music that he can play, and so he does he spins. He's a DJ on Thursday nights, and so yeah, make sure you guys subscribe to Flat Earth Dude and hit that bell notification so that when he does his thing, you guys can enjoy some of the.
I've never heard Flat Earth Dude play any music. I've visited his channel, I think a handful of times maybe.
Well, he doesn't do it all the time. He does it on Thursday nights. So.
Oh, okay, on Thursday nights, yeah.
Yeah.
But I do it every time I stream, so.
Music.
I haven't streamed in a couple months though, so he can take over.
Yeah. Okay, so again, this orientation with this red building. It would be great if we had Mathias here, right? So
Yeah, no kidding.
I'm trying to go down. So I guess what we would do is we would go into this building here and see how tall it is. All right, so we've got this is a warehouse district. Sorry, I'm a little bit distracted. If you guys in the chat, if anybody wants to join, I'll throw the link back out there, and then you guys can come in. We can have more eyeballs and voices in this. But so we've got a warehouse district here, and so the floors aren't going to be symmetrical with with condominiums and whatnot. But this is the red building here.
Yeah, I'd say a commercial building, the ceilings are going to be much higher, like maybe 15 feet.
So, all right. So I guess that's a
so,
bit of an orientation there for us.
Okay, and so we have how many stories on those condominiums? We said 5.
Well, yeah, the very corner were the higher ones, so there were 6, but here in the middle here was about 5, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
anyway, 5 to 6 from that distance is going to be, irrelevant anyway. We just know that there's 5 or so stories buildings in front of that one, in front of the twisting torso.
yeah, and not only that, that the floors of the torso start higher. So there's like a lobby.
Yep.
And then you've got the floors. So these floors are going to be above, in my opinion. I'm just shooting from the hip right now, but it makes sense because you've got a lobby here that's raising up the torso. Even though you have 5 floors of condos and 5 floors of turning torso, the turning torso, in my opinion, is going to be higher because it has a lobby.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So that makes, and that's relevant, and that's why I wanted to actually just see how many floors the lobby would be, just so I could see that raised section.
All right. Yeah. So again, we've got these buildings here in the back.
Looks like.
I wonder if we
can see on that picture on the left that that raised section. It looks like about 2 or 3 stories.
Sure. Well, it says 20 meters, 40 meters, 60. So each of these sections is 20 meters. So if this section is 20 meters, let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So each of these sections is 4 meters, which is like 15 feet.
Yep.
So this could be 15 to 20 feet right here.
I would say even more because it looks like 2 of those, so probably be about 30 feet.
Okay. All right, let me go back because I want to look and see. See right here. Let's go. See right here. We've got this building right here. I want to. This building right here. I want to go back and look at. See if we can see that church. Remember, there's a church too. There's the building right here. See that building?
I'm not seeing. Okay, it's a little laggy for me, I guess.
Okay.
Which building are we looking at? Oh, that one off on the right.
Yeah, hold on. I gotta.
To the right of the building.
Yeah, hold on. Hold on. Let me try to drop this down a little bit more. It's not dropping down farther.
Yeah.
There we go. There we go.
Creation Bears thanking you for the wrench. I love the quote he put with it. It says, "I have power not because I reached for it, but because it came to me."
Yeah,
and that power is which I cannot be trusted, or can be trusted.
Yeah, I did that last stream, Creation Bear, but I did it after the stream was over. Okay, so man, this thing is so touchy. Look at that. Ay. Stop. So the 2 things that I want to look at right now is this tower here. This thing is not... This is lagging big time. Alright, let me see. I think Alexander showed up. What's going on, Alexander? And George Sanford I see out there. Allison Lee's out there. Hello, everybody. Cleary's out there. And Kenny, of course. Okay, so the 2 things that we saw last time was the there's a church building too. So I want to try to look for that. Okay, stop right there. Okay, so we've got the red here. We've got this building here. Let me flip back now to this. Okay. So now we've got this building here. Okay, so let's think about this in terms of perspective, right? So if this building is as high as this section here, this is 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 80 meters. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this building is right about here on the 80 meter section, like right here.
Yep.
Okay, so because this building is farther back, it's going to have to be higher than 80 meters.
Yeah,
because
it's more like 100 meters.
It's dropped down. So, you know, I mean, all of this stuff is just data that would be interesting to figure this, because in my opinion, I would say that this building is being magnified to a certain extent. So
By what?
the air.
Oh, why would no? If I don't agree with the word magnified.
That's okay.
I don't think the air would magnify the size of the building in a picture. But what we do have is that we can measure the distance, right, on that map with Google Earth, and you can get the distance from the twisting tower torso to that building on the right, and off in the distance, right, and then, well, shit, we need that third point of information, which is where Mathias was taking his photo from. Because once you have all three of those distances, you could triangulate, right? And then you could also measure vertically to see how much of a drop off that building is. Either it's 80 meters or 100 meters, right? So we're going to say it's 100 meters. You could have that data point, and then you could actually see if there's curvature.
Okay, so I don't know. This looks kind of like a church with a steeple. Let me see if I can get in on that.
Are you in communication with Mathias, right?
Only on the chats in his video threads. We haven't crossed the emailing threshold yet.
Okay. And he's never come on your stream.
No. I just started looking at his stuff the other day, and I made a comment on his channel and said that I was going to view stuff, so maybe he subbed. I don't think he subbed. I haven't seen a notification, but anyway, so this kind of looks like the dark building that has the peak on it. Let me look. I don't even know. This is so crazy. I'm totally tripping out. Look at that. Okay, so that's not even the church. There's the church.
No, the church is behind that even.
So,
yeah.
But if you were to look at this way,
yeah,
right? It's all in parallax. So that's interesting. So when we get to, let's see, the video that we saw the other day, all you see is this blob. Okay, let's go back to this one. Alright, we'll just see what happens with this, and then we'll jump to the other one. Oh, here we go. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so we've got that building here, and then the church steeple there. So everything is, I mean, go ahead.
The photo that he's, on the left where he has the comparisons, and then background, that barred fence, looks like a fence, right? Like a gated fence.
Yeah, this is what
So
is. Yeah. Go ahead.
That means he's on the ground level.
Right.
On some kind of structure. So we could actually look for that too. There's a big giant column right there behind the gate.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So we could try to find that building, and then we would have that data point.
Yeah, I think if I did that, I think I would rather do that on my own time and then make a video of it than to burn up the time on the stream. But I hear you totally.
Okay, that's fine. Yep.
All I'm trying to think through right now is, again, if we go back to, because he's looking at this. I mean, there's no way we're going to get this kind of clarity if we do this right here. Like if I zoom out, let's see what this does. That goes up. I don't want to go up. I want to go out. All right, so then I'm going to drag out. Nope. That totally. Ay. This is what I mean by burning up streaming time. Okay, I'm going to get out of the. There's. Okay, I'm talking out loud. I'm going to stop talking to myself. Here we go. All right, so let's shift this around.
I talk to myself quite a bit. You know why?
Because you make the most sense to yourself?
Well, because I recognize my own voice, really.
All right. How can I
That was
drag
supposed to be
in?
fun.
I chuckled.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
It's an
there's
old army joke.
there's some lag on this. Okay, someone made a comment. Rudy Marley. What's going on, man? Haven't seen you before. Oculus, the Path, Transport Hub. No idea what that means. Hunter Thompson, you do know that you can be an honest experiment, that you can do an honest experiment or test without having Army help you, right? I don't know what you're talking about, dude. You tagged me and said you do know that you can do an honest. Are you saying that Google is the Army? I'm not sure what you're referring to with the Army right now. So, you seem to think that the only way to perform an honest test is to have 1 million people helping you. Okay, I am not going to entertain that. That is a completely ignorant statement. Okay, so we're looking here. We've got this building here to the right. We've got the building in front of the church. So that is not a single unit right there. That is 2 different buildings in parallax. And let's see if I can zoom in now with this and see if this gets any better. All right, let me tweak it. There it stopped right there. That looks great. I'm getting closer down to the water now, though. So, all right. Anyway, this looks like the right orientation. For that, okay. So there's this building right here. So we got 1, 2, 3 buildings, and we've got 1, 2, 3 buildings beside the torso. So what would be interesting is if the Google police could show me like where I am on the water right here. Like if I zoomed in and was right up next to the the turning torso, and then I zoomed out this way, if it would already have all the schematics and say, okay, I'm 2 miles offshore, that would be interesting.
Yeah, probably an app for that.
Okay, so there's that. Let's finish this and see what happens with this. Again, if anybody is interested in joining the panel, just tag me and say, I want to join, and I'll put the link back out there. All right, so here we go. I think he's just, okay, now here's the contrast. Okay, so comparison of amount obstructed and quality difference, okay. Focal length, 1900. See, I've got to figure out how to figure that shit out on my P900, because the video doesn't give you the meta.
I believe that's a calculation. 1900 millimeters times 1.53. I don't know what the 1.53 is, but it supposedly gives us 2907 millimeters. I don't know. I don't even know what all that means.
No, I get that, but he's talking about here with his lens. Yeah, my question, my question is for the Sony. The Sony might give this metadata when I take video with the P900. The P900, if I go to the file on my computer, it doesn't give me any focal length information.
Oh, look at the top photo. You can actually count the ground floor lobby thing, right? From the water line, it looks like 1, 2 floors, and then a third one that's wide open.
I don't see what you're talking about.
There's like an open section of that building where it's all glass. On the picture above. Oh, I guess that's what those dividing sections are. I didn't think about what I was saying there.
Okay.
See what that is now.
Yeah.
so from below there, that would be 2 floors. So that's what 30 feet. All right, and then you also have so you can see that the horizon, the bottom of the building you cannot see completely.
Correct, but
at all.
oh, you're right, but that's because of the buildings that are in front of it.
Well, look, you've got a section in there where there's no building in front of it.
Where do you see that?
Okay, where your mouse is?
Yeah.
Right there. It's right in the middle. There's no buildings in front of that.
Oh, I see. So then if we go back, okay. So then I wonder if it just means that this then is not. So then that's an angle because.
Well.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I can go with that. Okay. So what that means to me then is that we have moved over a little bit more to the left.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the orientation is good, but also we can discern from that picture that there's you can't see the bottom of the building. So that means that there's curvature, right?
No. Mm-mm.
No, you would say that.
No, but I know, I get it, but my explanation is something that I have not heard anybody else talk about, and I've said it a couple of times, but I'm trying to zoom in right now to look at this from a different angle. But and this is what I was going to say before, is that this water line right here. Okay, so if Mathias is going to make the claim that this line right here is physically blocking what's behind it, he has to know where this line is. He can't just indiscriminately, willy-nilly say that it is,
I see what you're saying.
because it has to have a geometric distance in order to measure up. So,
well, and that's what I was trying to point out earlier with the calculation with those 3 data points with the height of the building, and you have that building to the right of the turning torso, and what I was saying to you is that if we can figure out where he was standing when he took the photo, you could calculate those 3 things, right? And it would give you his distance from the turning torso, and then from that you could say you could measure on what was it, 15.41 miles or something. And if you were to put that into metric system, it would make it easier.
right, but see, my point is that he could only hypothesize where the physical geometry of the water is with math. Okay, hold on, just real quick, because based on what I heard you say, as far as if I heard you correct, right? So if we know his distance, if we know the height, all that kind of stuff, that is a mathematical expression of where you think the line should be, and I don't have a problem. No. Okay.
No, it's trigonometry, because if you have the turning torso and then that building off behind it and to the right, that gives you can measure that distance on the Google Earth, right? And then from you already measured that to the shoreline, it was 15.2 miles, and from but what we need to do is pinpoint exactly where he was. So what I'm saying is, if you have all 3 of those data points, the water line doesn't matter, because you'll be able to see if the building is beyond the horizon, and therefore the curvature.
No, I would say that we do need to know the information on the water line, because the water line is the alleged obstruction.
I get that. Okay. Right. And what I'm saying is, if you have those 3 points, you will be able to discern whether or not the water line is actually obstructing it or not.
Okay, but the only way to verify that is to actually have someone out at that particular distance and
I'm saying
demonstrate
that we can do that. If we find the building that he was standing in, and that's why I was pointing out the gated fence with the giant column behind it, and we have a pretty good idea of the angle that he was shooting the photo from, we'll be able to find that building, and then we can pinpoint that distance.
Okay. I disagree with some of the technicalities, but I don't want to go around and around with that. But I think that that's all part of it, right? That's what happens if you're in a board meeting and you're trying to do a projected business plan. That's what everybody's got to put their 2 cents in, and you think and you talk it out loud. But okay, so Hunter Thompson, I'm going to guess that you are Sean Hawkins. Okay, but I'm going to put you in timeout right now because this statement, nobody else is talking about it because you're making it all up, is an ignorant statement. Okay, I am analyzing.
That's actually pretty rude.
Yeah, okay, it's ignorant and rude. Okay, I'm not just making shit up. I'm talking through observations and engaging in discussion. So I think that that's a bit more honest than just making shit up. But enjoy your timeout and don't make ignorant comments. It's just so I'm guessing that he is Sean Hawkins. But all right. So there's that. I want to go back now to what we saw before. This is the initial Mathias KP video. All right, so this is the other shot. The shot that we were looking at before was, okay, look right here. Oh, you know what? Ghost. This looks like those concrete pylons, and he says here he often goes here and sets up next to the terminal building, which is probably closer right here. But these ships were in the way, so he came down this way. So this could very well be, where he's setting up, and he said it's next to the terminal. So again, if we go back to Google Earth, it should be pretty easy to find out.
There we go. Good. That's actually very important to find that data point. Yeah, and then we can measure that distance accurately, and then I can break out the calculator and we can figure out what was that calculation for the curvature.
I'm gonna put this.
We can apply that, right? The that 1/8 inch or whatever.
Okay, so based on what we have looked at, this is the warehouse district in the back. This is the combination of the two buildings in tandem, right? This is the closer building, and then this is the steeple of the church that's behind it. Mm-hmm. And then this is the building that we saw. Oh, and again, let's go back to our. Oops. Let's go back to this. So I would even say that he is even more.
If you turn it to the right, yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, that was too much.
Yeah, I know. It's
just poking
touching
out just a little bit.
Yeah.
Something like that, I'd say.
So even right here, we can see this red line, right?
Oh wait, but you can see the church steeple.
And it's on
the. If you line it up. Oh, I see it. Yeah.
Yeah.
This church steeple was basically looked like it was the top of another building. So if you could orientate it that way too.
Yeah. Yeah. It looks like Hunter Thompson was Sean Hawkins because he tried to join with Hawkins Astrophotography, and he's getting timed out. So have fun there, Sean. Okay.
Yeah, he's triggered.
So here's that. Let me just go back. Okay, right? So look at this building here. This building here is higher than this building here. But when we get to the video, it's flush. So the one thing that I was thinking about, because this right now we're seeing this cruiser, or not cruiser, this freighter come through, okay? Again, we would have to know where this is located, and then you would then have to know where this water line is, because the mathematical expressions that the ballers talk about in terms of curvature depend on math. So this line right here, this horizon, has to have the precise distance from this ship in order to make this much of the ship missing. Okay.
Okay.
Not only that, but in my opinion, if this were curvature, this ship would have to be at least 10 miles past it. So if this ship were, let's say, 100 feet high, there's and there's 60 feet missing, so this is all 40 feet, let's just say this is 40 feet, then in order to have 60 feet missing, you have to have 10 miles of distance. So
and we have 15.2 or 15.4.
Right. Yeah. So I think that it should be very simple to see that this is not an easy one and done, because if this is the shoreline, we shouldn't be seeing it, because the shoreline is even farther away from this ship and should be farther over the curve.
I beg to differ, because you're not going to see because how far is the human distance eyesight? Either way, the fraction that you will be missing, you won't be able to see with your naked eye, right? But with a camera that we're using here,
no, the camera wouldn't even be able to see it. That's my point. Because what you're saying basically is that with my naked eye, I can't see over the curve. But then,
even with the picture, the drop is so minuscule that we can't actually see it.
Okay, but look how much drop you're claiming to be here for this ship. That's a ginormous amount of drop. And then when you get,
why don't we calculate that?
Because he doesn't have enough information for us.
Yes, he does. We have where he was standing right now, because we can see where that cruise ship docks, right?
Okay.
And then you have that point. You have the turning torso. You can measure that distance. You can measure the distance to the building behind the twisting torso, and then you can measure from that building back to where he was standing, and then you have a triangulated point.
I agree.
Right?
I agree with all of those. I agree with all of those points that you just made. My point of contention with the lack of information has to do with where this ship is, what kind of ship it is, so that we know what the dimensions are, and then where the horizon is. So there's at least 3 points of data that we don't have.
Right. We need the height data, really, is what we need. And that's what I was saying, is if he's on that platform where the cruise ship is at, we know that he's basically 10, 15 feet above the water line where he's at. And then you have the water line, which is what you're saying is the obstruction in the photo. We have no way to really be able to measure that distance or that height unless you use the turning torso behind it. I guess I'm thinking a little too much on this.
Okay, so the thing that I thought about afterwards yesterday is this is going to be a completely different image for us than we see in the next section. So this video is just 2 minutes and 40 seconds. We're almost a minute into it. When we see the later images, we actually see farther along the water because we see boats farther out. Okay, the problem with this one is, unfortunate, is we don't have any boats coming across in our proximity in the foreground, right? But in the next video, we have boats that come across our foreground, our midground, and our background, and the background is farther away than this ship, and we're seeing boats that are smaller than this ship. So what I mean to say is that if this ship is right here, and there's a boat on the other side of it a mile away, we can't see it.
You can't see that it's how far behind it. You can't. It's smaller.
Well, we
can't see that if it's sitting on the water.
Right.
If it's
correct.
The same height.
Correct. And so, even if this ship weren't here, and there were a boat a mile away from this horizon, and this is the horizon, and the boat is disappeared, and you're saying that this is blocked, we wouldn't be able to see the boat anyway, because it's behind the curve. So this should be a very simple contrast when we get to the next section, and we see smaller boats farther away. That should show us, in my opinion, this is not curvature at all.
It's you don't have enough data to calculate how
Well, let me put it to you this way. Okay, let's just get to the next section. So in this section, we have a freighter and no other small watercraft. In the next section, we have tons of small watercraft, but no freighter. So think about this. Maybe we will think about this. When the next video comes up as soon as this freighter goes out of frame, when we get to the next video clip, imagine having a freighter on there again and what it would look like.
Right. If he's using the same exact spot, then you could measure with just that video. You could take a ruler and measure the height of that ship, and then from the water line. Well, that wouldn't necessarily be accurate either, because that barge obviously weighs a heck of a lot more than a small watercraft. So never mind that point.
All right, so I think we should switch over in a second to the next one. Okay. So this is a time lapse. Okay, so now again, here's the water line. In my opinion, this water line should be the same as that water line. They should be the same distance. If the Earth is curved, if you stand in one position, the curvature is always going to be the same distance. Always. It's not going to change. So this water...
It actually does change, but it's so minuscule you wouldn't be able to. It'd be really tough to calculate it, but you could.
Okay, so let me ask you this question. Let me ask you. So if you had a large sphere and you put 1 point on the sphere and you measured a certain distance, are you telling me that if you went back the next day there would be a difference between that same distance if you measured it again?
No, the location where you're at, the distances could be varying, because it's not a perfect. The Earth is supposedly not a perfect sphere, right? It's a little bit oblate. Oblique. Yeah, there we go. So like towards the equator, it flattens. It compresses a little bit more. So it's a little wider. It's wider than what the perfect sphere should be. So it's
but again,
compressed a little bit.
Sure. But you are now 2,000 to 3,000 miles away from where I'm located. So I'm talking about.
That's exactly my point. That's exactly my point. Is because if you were there at the equator, the curvature calculation might be off by a couple
okay.
Decimals or something.
Yeah, that's okay. I know how we're talking past each other, and I don't really want to focus on that too much. So here we go. Here's our first shot of a boat, and we have in the distance now. Okay, so think about what we're seeing here. So you see how thick this cityscape is, right? It's pretty large. This is at 2 minutes and 3 seconds. Let's go back to the 1 minute 50 or so. Look how small it is here, right? So that would be another interesting thing. So what I would do, in my experience, is I would have taken a snapshot of this so that I could have the focal length and all of the data for the snapshot. And then when I get to here, hold on real quick. When I get here and I see that there's more, I'm going to take a snapshot of this. This is what I do. This is what I call my can you spot the difference. So in both of those images, you have a different landscape image. And so right across the image right here, all the way through the middle, this is where the shoreline is. And everything below that is a mirage. Okay, this is not a 100% physical object right here. Not.
Yeah, refraction or not refraction.
So again, now imagine that the freighter is going to come across right here. Here comes the freighter, and we see only half the freighter. That's fine, blah, 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 blah. But then after the freighter goes off screen, we see a boat up here on the water, but it's in the mirage. That's what we're going to see as this video goes by, except we don't have a freighter. We're just going to see objects going along this higher, like here. Oh, okay, I'm just going to stop. So now the city is, now it's getting compressed. This video is compressing. Hold on. So now he switched again. So that's what's not helpful with this, because now we're at a farther distance. But we're still going to see. So okay, so now if we think about this too, this water line here has to be the same distance as the one that the freighter was at. But this is an immense.
Why would you assume that?
Because we're dealing with geometry. If that was curvature that blocked the ship, that curvature is not going to. That's like saying why should I expect to see the twisting torso in the same position? Because it doesn't.
No. The problem is that you have no way to be able to determine what distance and what point in the water on that video
I don't
that
need
the
to.
ship is actually at.
I don't need
So
to. The reason why I don't need to is, again, it's a physical curve. It's not going anywhere. It's always going to be there. It's like doing the same thing, doing the same observation, but in a park. Okay, let's say in a park you're a college student and you're going to do a project on perspective. You're not doing anything about curvature or anything like that.
Okay, wait.
Hold on, let me finish my.
The thing is,
hold on, I'm sorry, Ghost. Let me just finish my thought.
sorry. Go ahead.
If I'm a college student doing an art project on perspective in photography, and I have a brick wall that's like 2 feet high, or let's say a brick bench that's 2 feet high, and I use the top of that bench to contrast what's behind it. That bench is 100 yards away from me. That distance is never going to change, ever.
Right.
That bench is the obstruction for what's behind it. So that obstruction is always going to be at that precise distance. That, in my opinion, has to be the same argument for Earth curve. If the Earth is curved, and we're saying that that Earth curve is the obstruction, that is always going to be at the same distance if you set up your feet in the same place that you took the initial shot. It's always going to be there.
Right.
Okay, so when we saw, I'm going to go back here. So this is 2 minutes and 24 seconds, okay? Now,
okay, wait, I wanted to jump in before.
Okay, go ahead.
You wanted to finish your point.
Okay,
I wanted to jump
yeah,
in there.
go ahead.
Why are you focused so much on the watercraft? Because you have physical structures there, the turning torso, that is stationary, right? And you can see that if you can't see the bottom of the building, that means the Earth is not flat because the water is blocking it, right?
Well, I know that that's the claim. So let's say this. Let's say we don't have anything in this image except for the turning torso and the water. We'll leave everything the same, or the water and the turning torso. So everything else is gone. We know. Oh, it was a different video. Hold on. So I'm going to open this back up. I think I can just talk through it. I don't want to keep flipping back and forth. Okay. So if the turning torso was the only thing that was here, and we knew that each section, there were 9 sections, and we knew then that we should be seeing a section right here, but we're not seeing it. We would, let's say, I'll let you decide. What would be the ground floor elevation? How much elevation would you give it?
The first floor alone?
Right. Walking into the lobby, you're on the street. You're not at the water's edge, so I'm talking about elevation from the water.
Okay, yes. Okay, so judging by the street view that we saw, I would say like maybe 15 feet plus the top story of the lobby would be about 30 feet, maybe 40 at the most. Depends on how the height of that, where the water meets the shoreline edge there, where it seems to be a raised platform, like maybe 15-20 feet. And then and there may be the building itself. I think there were some steps or something leading up to it, so that's elevated too.
Okay. All right, so now we have to bring this back into contrast because there is a certain amount of size, there is a certain amount of boat missing at this distance. So my point is that there should actually be more of this building missing if this is Earth curve, because you have a gross. I mean, this is an enormous amount of curvature here for this boat to be gone, an enormous amount, and then you have even more distance between you and the turning torso. So there's not enough missing here, in my opinion. So
well, again, this depends on how far out the ship is.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Look how much of the ship is missing. Right. Again, this is why we can't make an adequate.
Well, first of all, are we talking about the barge here?
Well, we're talking about everything. I mean, because we have.
What I'm saying is that the barge may be, weighed down, so you're only going to see a little bit of it already as it is, and you have to be able to determine how far away Mathias is standing to that ship. So that's what I'm saying. The ship is impossible to know that distance, right? Like, how would you be able to calculate that?
Okay.
I don't know. I'm not NASA engineering.
All right, so let's think if we can do this abstractly now again. Okay, so in this image, he's zoomed in. Okay, there's an immense amount of zoom. In the image that we go to at 224, he's zoomed out. So this image would be very, very small in our eye, in our naked eye. But because he's zoomed out at 224, this, I would say that the height of this zoomed out would be lower down here. But my point is that this horizon here, in my opinion, needs to be the same as this one here. When it comes up again, here we go. This one here. Okay, so now we're zoomed out. If the freighter were here, it's we wouldn't be able to see it very good. So he zooms in. Oh, look, there's a freighter there. I didn't see that before. This would have to be the same horizon line. And this is a pretty extensive distance. Again, I've made enough observations. This is an immense amount of distance. It's this horizon right here is closer to this shoreline than it is to me, in my opinion. But what we're going to see now is we're going to see objects higher than the water line traveling at that height. Okay, so let me go back. Okay.
But didn't you point out that was in the Mirage, a section of that video?
Yeah, it depends on which one we're talking about, but I just saw something right now, so I'm going to go back and play it again. Hold on. He's going to switch over. All right. Okay, so right now we have this large aqua band. We have this smaller aqua band, and then we've got a really tight, dark aqua band up here at the top. I want to watch. Keep your eye just right here and kind of don't look for anything in particular, but just watch the dynamic.
Yeah, hold on.
Okay, this water line is dropping down. It was up here. So this mirage is growing. This water line is dropping down. We just had a boat go across the top there. Here comes another boat. Okay, see how this boat is up? There's a space between. Okay, so this is a higher water line here. This boat that we're watching going across, it's not flying in the air. We know, but this boat's not flying. This boat's not flying in the air. Of course, I can see it on the water. Well, you just can't see the water here. It's still doing the same thing. But if we had that freighter would be down here and disappeared.
If the freighter was on that same exact distance away,
it would
that smaller vessel.
It would have. Well, no. The freighter couldn't be the same distance away because that would put them on the same horizontal plane laterally.
Exactly.
No.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
You can't use those two data points.
No.
You can't.
Okay.
They're not consistent.
All
They're
right.
not the same.
Okay. My point isn't that the freighter and that smaller craft. Hold on, real quick. I guess it would be a trick to do an overlay with this, but it's not a very clear image. So okay, so here we have the boat coming across our image right now here. So this very small thin image is a boat. Okay, so what I was not saying that the freighter would be up here on this same line, because I'm saying that the freighter would be down here.
Okay.
Okay. Because
and that the height of the smaller vessel behind it, you're saying is the height would be what does that mean to you?
Okay, let me try to explain it this way. So that's a good question, and it's very abstract. Okay, let's do this. You see this line right here that's below the city. You've got this white band right here, and then the blue. So that's the shoreline, right? Or that's the water line, right?
Yeah. Well, or is that the refraction again?
Well, let's just go with knee-jerk reaction, and we're just going to see that this. My point is that this is the water line. Okay, that's the water line. That's where the water ends for us visually.
But that's what I'm saying is that I think the water line is actually beyond that.
Okay, let's just deal with what we can see.
Okay.
Okay, because it's an abstract concept. So okay, so this line right here that's in the water. This line right here that's in the water has a physical distance to this position here. Just like there's a physical distance between the base of this post to that water wake. You know, let's say that's like 300 yards. Whatever.
Right.
Okay? So just like this line here has a physical distance to the very distant line that we can see. Okay, so there's distance here. The same thing is over here. There is distance to this boat. From this bottom line here, there's distance to this boat. But it follows the same line of perspective. This point is not higher than this point. This is level all the way across. This point is not at a higher elevation. So if you can be comfortable with saying that from this point to this point, you have a horizontal line, but there's distance, in this smaller angle, in this smaller degree, it's the same concept. Wherever this line is, right? Wherever this line is, it has a distance to this. Wherever this line is, it has a distance to that line. So this boat here is on the water, and you can't see it. You can't see the water. If we could take away this mirage, you would see water underneath this little white line that's going to go across. So if there were no mirage, you would, and we see this later on as the image goes on. Remember, we saw this change. Okay, so now we have, that's even better, right? So now we have a boat right on that line that I was telling you before. So here's the line, and now I'm gonna stop it when that boat comes on. All right, there. Okay, so now there's a boat on that same line now. So now here's a water wake here. There's distance here, distance to this boat. There's a thin blue line right here. That is the water line, because we're going to see other boats go above this boat. There are going to be boats up on this line here. That's the same as if there were a boat here and this boat is above that boat. It's on the water. All right, that boat. Okay, there we go. Here's this boat. See this teeny tiny boat here? That would be the same as if there was a boat here, and we're talking about the distance between this boat and this boat. They are on the same horizontal. And then this boat to this boat, it's on the same horizontal. This is all water all the way up to right here. Why can't I see any water right here, bro? Because that's a mirage. Now here comes now here comes the water. Look, the mirage just disappeared, and here's a boat, and here's a boat. It's right there, dude.
Back it up again. I
Hold
want
on.
to see like
Yeah,
the last
I'm trying
15
to.
seconds.
That's
I want
okay.
to see it all play out as it goes.
Yeah. No, I know it's absolutely. I just would pop some popcorn and watch this all day. I would watch this all day. Okay, so now as we're doing this, let's see if we can slow this down. Hold on, I'm sorry. I'm going to see if I'm going to slow this down. Play, autoplay, repeat. I don't know any of the controls for this one. So, because, okay, this is at, I don't know. We just had a boat zip across right here, right? So just keep all of those different things. We're going to have this boat zip across. We're going to have another boat zip across. Just keep all of that stuff in your mind as you're looking at this. So let's go again. Here we go.
Wait. Before you go any further.
Yeah? Uh-huh.
Go back a little where you were just pointing out on the picture there. Like 5 seconds. Okay. Show me exactly with your mouse point you think the water line is.
Hold on, I'm gonna see if I've had this. Okay.
Because I think I was seeing something a little different than you did.
Okay.
You think the top of the water line is where?
The water line that we can see is right here.
Okay, yes. I agree.
Okay.
That does look like the base of the water line.
All right. But when I push play, are you on your phone?
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
Yeah, so if you can put a marker, like if you could find a twig or something like that, put that twig right at that horizon line. When I push play, that horizon line is going to drop.
Let me try that. Hold on, I'm sitting outside. I can grab something real easy right now. Oh. Well, I touched my screen. That's going to be pretty tough to keep it steady. But I'll play this game with you.
Let me know when let me know when you're ready.
Almost got it. Okay, go ahead.
All right, here we go. Has it dropped yet?
I couldn't tell. I have to go though.
Okay.
Time to get to work.
Yeah.
Back, so.
Okay.
All right.
Hey, thanks for hanging out, man. Yeah, anytime. Good talk.
All right.
All right, so since we just lost a panel member, does anybody else want to come in here? If you've had time to watch this and hear what's been said, so if you want to contribute, let me know. I'll drop the link. But I just keep seeing it over and over again. This is just continued confirmation. What this is just absolutely mind-blowing. Mind-blowing stuff. Okay, so let me get my pointy finger out here. No. Pointy finger. There we go. All right. Oh, you know what? Let me try this. Oh, I made some okay. I'm hiding you from this channel, Sean, okay? You're gone. You're just making stupid comments, dude. Absolutely baseless, stupid comments. I don't know what that sound was. I just heard some sound. Actually, he put a link in, so I'm going to click this link. Yeah, well, he's gone anyway, so whatever. I don't really give a shit. Why did that disappear? Alright. I can stop sharing because there's no one in. Yeah, I mean, I was gonna give Yonkins the benefit of the doubt, honestly, because he's been on Jose's and he's not been totally typical Yonkins, but when he's on here, he just when you make comments that are absolutely just close-mindedly stupid. Okay, here we go. We are going to put in our own little water slide here. Right? So this is a water. I got to get this smaller. Okay. I wonder if I have a. Let me see if I have a thinner one. And a Kappa boat slide. Let me see what that is. That's that one. I don't want that one. That one, is that thin? I want a thin one. That one's a little bit thin. I think I could do that maybe. Okay. So let's see what happens when I put this in. There's the, I'm matching this up. Let's just put it over here. I'm matching this up as best I can with the, okay? So let's see what happens. See that? I just wish that I could see this in better screen because it's on the, ooh, what was that? Let's go back. Alright, so there's a boat there, right? Alright, so there's that boat there. I don't know what to do. I'm just looking at this, just mesmerized. Okay, so what if I put in another, slide? At the new line. Right, so there's, we're gonna have to cut that in half because that's the Mirage. I think I'm gonna put it over here. I don't know if that's gonna, I don't know, maybe I should do that in contrast. Bring that over here. No! I'm trying to grab this. There we go. Let's put that right there. It's so touchy because, alright, so I think that should be, so that first box is the original water line. The second box is the water line that it's at now. Alright, anybody making any comments out there? Again, if anybody wants to join, let me know. What time is it? Oh, nope, I gotta wrap this up. I didn't even get to the other video that I wanted to watch. Mathias KP, you're getting a lot of playtime, man. Okay, here we go. Let's see what happens. Okay, now right there, the Mirage disappears. Alright, so we're going to go back. Okay, look at this. Okay, so this isn't even the right scale right now. But look at where this water line is. Hold on. Alright. Look at where the height of this water line is. And the entire city is behind it. So yeah, this is so wild. I'm gonna put my, okay, let's see if I'm gonna get, I'm gonna put in another slide. Get out of here. I'm gonna put in another slide. And I'm gonna put it right down here below that and see what happens with this. Okay. All right. Let me say this again real quick, everybody. If you're if you're paying any attention to the work I'm putting in here, you guys are probably just all chatting it up. Okay, right where the pointer finger is the shoreline of the cityscape right there. There are condominiums right there, okay? Watch this transform and... Okay, well, I'm just going to push play and... Okay, so now you can see the cityscape coming up behind. Look at that. Look at that. So there's two things that are going on. The city is elevating. Look at this. This is crazy. Look at this in the proximity. So in the foreground here is this. This is raising up too. Look at that. Look at this. Is the Aether Band is everywhere. People, it's everywhere. It's over here. It's over here. It's down here. It's behind here. It's just it's everywhere. Aether Band. I'm gonna back up. I'm gonna back up. All right, here we go. Okay, here we go. Watch all these shenanigans. There's so many things to watch. Okay, oh, this is what I was saying. What I was saying was the city is raising up and the water level is dropping down so that this becomes thicker? I don't know. Do I want to say that? I'm going to put this pointer at the top of the turning torso. Let's see what happens with this baby. Oh, you know what? I'm going to use my downward pointer. Boop. Boop. Here we go. This is fun. Here we go. And away we go. What did I say, Smurfer Girl? Someday show John Lloyd that cruise ship. Are you talking about the cruise ship that I captured in Baltimore going down to Annapolis? The 14 miles? Is that the one you're talking about? Please tag me so I don't miss the comment. Alright, here we go. Okay, so not only is the tower moving up, it's also moving to the left. Okay, now we have right there, that is the actual water line. Okay, so everything below that right there is mirage, but water. So we're gonna see, ships come across. Okay, so how many of these water slides do I have? I have one more I can put in. This one's pretty grande. Let me shrink that one down. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is put that now at the next water line. So now the water line is up here. Okay. So we should see boats going over the top of this if I placed it correctly, which would be pretty cool, in the words of Stingray. What's really cool... Okay. Isa Mahalski. Shout out to Isa Mahalski. Everybody, sub to Isa's channel right now. The guy puts out some amazing streams with just his beautiful music. Fantastic content provider here. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Okay, so what I was saying before, if I put this last water slide in the correct spot, we should be able to see boats go over the top of that, which I think is pretty cool if it works. Why is my... Something was glitching. Okay, here we go. Ready? Showtime. Boom, look at that boat go straight across. Okay, now we're gonna have to adjust it because the fucking ether band's going wild. Let's go back. Took away my fun, yo. Alright. Let's find a spot. Let me find a spot on here where there's a lot of water traffic that goes across that. There's one there. There's one there. There's one way back, way in the back. Like right here, you see this little boop? And there's one somewhere right there. Oh, yep. You see that? Oh, man. Okay. So, oh, I got some tags, I think. Oh, no, that's it. Okay. Okay, let's go back and again. What happens right here, okay? This mirage is going to stretch out and then it's going to get filled in with water. Watch this water come in. Okay? Okay, you see it? You see it stretching out here, right? You see it stretching out here? You got to cut that image in half. You got to cut that image in half. This is not physical. This whole thing right here, this is not a 100% physical image. Okay? So now that dark band that's at the top right here is now the actual water line. Then whatever is right here, you see that thin little mirage that's right there? That is going to get washed out by water. The water is going to wash it. I hope those people have homeowners insurance. By golly. Maybe I should take this out of the way so that you can see it across, all the way across. Okay, so you're going to watch this whole thing. There we go. You're going to watch this whole thing across this right here. All of that's going to fill in with water. The water is going to show itself. It's going to go, I'm just doing my thing. Okay? Okay, look. See that little dot right there? Boop. That little dot? That's the water line. This boat and this boat are horizontal to each other, just like the boat, just like this boat and the base of this wind turbine are horizontal. Horizontal, level, level, level. Okay, here we go. Boom, it's going away. Where's water? Here comes the water. There it is. Boom. Mirage is gone. Okay, now let's go back there because there was a tiny little schnibble of a boat going across. There it is. Okay, so again, I'm going to put this up here for contrast because this water slide... Ay, caramba. This water slide is going to be a better contrast, okay? Right, so here I am. See, I'm putting this boat right on the horizon. Now I'm gonna raise up the water, like if this right there maybe. Let me take these out because I gotta get going. Oops, no, I don't want to delete it. I'm gonna move it out of the way because I don't know which hotkey to touch. Alright, okay, so again, I'm going to try to raise this up. That's probably too much, maybe. I just want to watch a boat go straight across this. That's going to be bitchin'. It's going to be totally rad, dude. Get these lines out of here. Okay. Alright. Let's see what happens. I have got this weird glitch. Okay, here we go. Oh, it's too high up. See if I can see where it is right now. I think it might be right there. Alright, so let's back up. Whatever. I never have enough time to make lunch. Alright, there we go. Stop! Oh! Pooey. Alright, hold on. Alright, here comes a boat right there. Stop. Right there. Okay, so there's that boat right there. Right there. Okay. Alright. Because the landscape keeps or the ether band keeps messing with me. Alright, crack a smurf. Let's see where this boat is. Hold on. I'm gonna go back. There's that right there. I'm gonna make this smaller. Right, so the right there. We should see that little ship, right? So, okay, that would be the tricky part right there. There we go, there we go. Yeah, baby. Okay, so there's the water, right? That's all water. So the water, even though this isn't to scale, because it's somebody tag me. Yeah. Yeah. Tuna sandwich with red onions and banana peppers and spinach. Okay, let's see if this does it. I'm gonna go back. Oh, I gotta push pause because I gotta get this. I gotta get out of here. I don't like these lines. Okay, this is about as good as it's gonna get. Okay, so there's that. There we go. Okay, so we see a boat going across the water there, right? But the water level is dropping, so now I've got to raise this up. Come the crack on, man. There are so many windows here that I've got for different shows. Oh my word, it just switched over to another one. Alright. Alright, there, let's see if that does it. Okay. Get out of here. Alright. I don't know why my computer screen is glitching. I'm a little bit lower down. There we go. There we go. Okay, so right here underneath the church. I'm sorry, let me do this. Right there underneath the church is a boat going across the water, right? So I've just created a false horizon that is actual water level. And it's going across that same water line. So that boat is going across the water. This water that you see underneath it is giving the impression that there's water there. Okay. I am regrowing it, okay? It takes time, like 4 months. I'm not going to be able to do any twisting for 4 months. Alright, thanks for the super... I've been stuttering since I was... What channel did that? Was that Shills versus Shills? Put out a stuttering video on some baller. Anyway, thanks, Smurfer Girl Whatevs. $5 super chat. Travis, regrow the stash or I want a refund. Psst. Hi, Boris. What's going on, Andrew? welcome to the show as I am wrapping up. Although I see that you were here earlier, I just didn't catch it. So excellent. All right, guys, thanks so much for hanging out with me. Make sure you go. What I'll do is I'm gonna put Mathias's. Okay, let's do this. Come over here. I am going to put Mathias's channel in the chat, and why don't you guys just pop over there and say, hey man, your channel's getting a lot of airtime over at The Plain Truth. I really hope to see you on his show. I think you guys would have a fantastic interaction. Okay, so here comes his channel. There you go. There you go. Okay. I can't find your Addy. What? I can't find your Addy to buy. Oh. Addy? What do you mean by Addy? I don't know what that means. Okay, guys. This has been another exciting adventure. Exciting and new. Exciting adventure of The Plain Truth. I am your host, Travis Finley. Until next time. And I have to wait because every time I do that, I always